If you want to make your life better or look better or dress better, yes, you can go on a weekend vacation to Sedona and get in nature and become one with the earth and have a facial and a massage and come back feeling amazing. And I'm not saying don't do those things, because if you're doing them, please call me because I want to come with you. However, to actually make lasting change, to dress better, to lose weight, become less anxious, it's the small daily habits and the little things you do every day that are going to make the biggest impact and actually help you change your life. I actually don't do sit-ups like that, but I thought it'd be a good intro. So I don't know about you guys, but if I just say I'm going to change or I'm going to be better, it just doesn't work. I have to really set a commitment to myself, and it normally comes in the form of making myself do certain things for 21 days or 30 days. And so in this video, I have got a 21-day challenge for you, and it's not even really challenging because I wanted it to be on easy mode. I have been so stressed the last 3 months, overwhelmed, just so many things going on over the holidays and just traveling and all the things. And so I really needed kind of a life reset, if you will. But I did not want to force myself to go to the gym for 3 hours a day and only eat lettuce or something like that. I wanted it to be on easy mode, okay? So in this video, I want to share with you some things I'm doing that I'm trying to make into habits again, because some of them I know work. They're easy, but they have a really big reward. And there's some things that are new to me that I'm trying out. And so if you are also just feeling like you need to get your life back in order and reset and get back on track, this might be a video that helps. And let's get started. One thing I've noticed over the years that I did not notice for the first many decades of my life is that my environment actually plays a huge role on how I feel up here. If my house is just a crazy cluttered mess, it drives me crazy and I just can't be in here. I can't think my thoughts and I just feel like stressed and I don't know why. So you would think that would be like such a super neat freak or something right now, but I'm not. My natural habit is to just kind of be a little bit messy. And one thing I've done in the past that made a huge difference in my house and my environment is I would take one teeny tiny little bitty area per day and declutter it. So lots of days it was like a kitchen drawer, or just my bedside, one drawer in my nightstand, or one drawer in my chest of drawers. And other days when I felt really motivated and I had the time, it might be like all my shoes, or it might be an entire bookshelf, or it might be my entire desk instead of just one drawer in my desk. So when I did this last time, this was such a rewarding and fun habit to get in, and it really made my house just look so much better. And in the end, I was able to kind of keep up doing this because it was just so easy and rewarding and fun. I didn't pressure myself to do like an entire room at a time or like an entire space. If I didn't feel like doing it or didn't have the time, I'd pull open a drawer in my kitchen that was, this big, and I would just declutter that. But it just kept me consistent, so I was doing it every day. One thing I've recommended often, and this is going to go into this life reset, is to get dressed every day. Now, to be honest, I've done this enough to where I actually am pretty much in the habit of getting dressed every day. But I'm going to take it, if you don't do that, if you wear sweatpants and leggings and this, that every day, or you just, or loungewear every day, this might be good just to not get dressed as in a formal wear, but just to simply put on an outfit every single day. You just feel so much better. You just, life seems so much better. It honestly affects how I feel so much. I do get dressed every day and it really is a game changer, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it up a little bit because I have some outfit formulas, which I also recommend. Love outfit formulas, but I will tend to wear the same outfit formulas over and over and over again. Lately, it's been sneakers, jeans, and some kind of quarter zip. I love that. Anyway, but that's been my outfit formula, and I love it, and it's cute, and it works, but maybe, for this, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna force myself to do something a little different. That's gonna be my little challenge, but definitely getting dressed every day. A habit that I started a while back, and it has been a very easy one to keep up with, although I noticed that in the last 3 months I wasn't doing this as much, and my sleep has suffered, and I just feel like my mental something has suffered, but it's watching or getting sunlight as soon as I wake up. Now, I love to wake up early. I just love a peaceful morning before the house gets busy and everything else. And there is scientific evidence that looking at light, the sunlight, whenever you wake up or as soon as you can or whenever it's coming up, basically watching the sunrise, is very good for your circadian rhythms. It helps you sleep better that evening. So this is something that I don't know how I got out of the habit of doing it every day, but I'm gonna start doing that again, because that was definitely one of the things that made a huge difference in my sleep quality and probably even just my quality of life throughout the day. Now, I've said in, I think this video here, that I don't really believe in morning routines. I do believe in doing a morning that helps you set your day off correctly and set your day off right, but not something that necessarily is like these 7 things have to be done every single morning. That just seems a little stressful. But one thing that I do every morning that is, I don't even have to force myself. It's just easy. It comes very naturally, and it sets my day off to a healthy start, to a better start, but it's drinking AG1 first thing in the morning. And normally I will drink it peacefully by myself, watching the sunrise. I'll sit outside if it's not freezing cold, and it's just a really great ritual to have. So AG1 is a sponsor of this video. If you have not heard of AG1, AG1 is a research-backed daily health drink that combines 75 vitamins and minerals, prebiotics, probiotics, and a blend of superfoods like ashwagandha and functional mushrooms, all in one scoop. Now, when I started drinking AG1, I noticed a difference in my digestion, but AG1 also supports a healthy gut microbiome. AG1 is also free of artificial sweeteners, and it has a slightly sweet but refreshing taste. It's perfect first thing in the morning before I put anything else in my body. And you don't have to drink this first thing in the morning. You can drink it any time of day. Now, if you'd like to get started with AG1, you can use my link below or the QR code and get $20 off your first subscription with AG1. And I do take this everywhere I go. Whenever I travel, I take AG1 with me. I give it to anyone else who's traveling with me. I will leave all the information that you need in the description box below, and let's continue. Another habit I'm going to start, and I just learned about it this morning, although I guess I kind of already knew about it, but I was listening to a Mel Robbins podcast on the way home, and I haven't even finished the podcast yet, but she was talking about how she will do a brain dump on a piece of paper. And I've definitely journaled, and journaling is such a great thing to do every day. But she's just talking about getting a piece of paper and literally writing down every single thing that you have felt like you need to do. Like, I need to organize my drawers. I need to take out the trash tomorrow. I need to remember to take out the trash. I need to figure out what we're gonna have for dinner next week. I need to get my daughter ready for school, or I need to submit that report in. All the things that we carry around all the time in our brains trying to remember. And I have a calendar and I have all this stuff, and I do to-do lists, but it's just like, we're just always carrying around these like little things that just add up. So she says, just do a total brain dump, get it out of your head on a piece of paper. And I think I'm going to start doing that. Let's pause right here where I look very angry. I'm not, I promise you, but I did start doing this, the brain dump, and it is amazing. And so what I've been doing is just dumping everything out of my brain, and then I'll pick 2, 3, sometimes just one thing that I'm going to do every single day from that list. And it's been amazing. So I love going on trips. I love going on like wellness retreats and all this kind of stuff. And they do make a change. Like, I will come back from there feeling amazing and just like free in my head, and I feel like there's space in my head again. But it doesn't last if I don't change what I'm doing every single day. So my husband, when he was doing his master's in psychology, he worked with these teenagers who were basically sent to juvenile detention. They were basically sent to prison for teenagers. And so what he would do with them is, a lot of them were in drugs and selling drugs and getting in fights and whatever. And he would take them and do like ropes courses and get out in nature and do team building exercises. And a lot of them, it really kind of changed them. Like, they were rehabilitated when at the end of the program that he created for them, and he saw a lot of change. However, if they were to go back to, after they got out of the program, if they went back to the same friends, the same activities, hanging out at the same place, and they didn't change something or didn't change their environment, then a lot of times they kind of fell back eventually into those old habits. And so that is a little bit of a sad story, but it just goes to show you that you really have to look at your environment and really change your environment and change the little things that you do every single day. That's going to make the biggest lasting impact and help you change your life, more so than these big grandiose events, which are great. Again, take me with you to Sedona whenever you go, but you really have to do the work at home every day as well. My whole life have been into some sort of physical activity. I've been a runner and I still kind of run, but as I said in this video, I talk more about that there if you want to go watch that. But I've just always been physically active. But the last probably 3 months were, let's see, November, December, or maybe, no, it's more like December, January, February, something like that. It's just really taken a back burner, and that also affects me. I'm like, why do I feel so, I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't worked out in a long time. And there's something about just doing a workout of some sort that really affects my mood. For this easy mode life reset, I'm just gonna commit to 10 minutes per day. And I do walk my dog every day, so that's a good 10-minute walk, but I'm just gonna push myself a teeny bit further and say that that doesn't quite count. 10 minutes of physical activity, something besides walking my dog, which I do every day anyway. So if you do, 20 squats and 30 push-ups or 100 jumping jacks or something like that, I mean, it's pretty easy to get to 10 minutes. I know myself, and just doing something that's just a little bit harder than normal walking or whatever is something that I need to do every day. Now, sometimes it'd be a lot more than 10 minutes. So sometimes I'd feel really motivated and I go to the gym, but I just really need to start making working out a little bit higher on my list, because I know personally that really affects my mood and how I feel, and probably even how I sleep. Another habit that I discovered a while back that I'm going to do again, and I just started doing again, was to get a good audiobook to listen to motivate me to go to the gym or do some kind of workout when I don't want to. And I mean something that's like good. I love self-help books and everything on Audible, but I want something that I'm like, what is going to happen? So the latest book that I had that I actually really enjoyed from start to finish on audio was The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. So that was a really good one. And that one really kept me going to the gym and doing a little extra pull-ups and stuff, because I wanted to know what happened, and it was good. It was good. It had a good twist. Loved it. So in 2024, when I would take breaks from work, meaning I'd been, working for a few hours and I need to eat lunch, or I just need to take a break for a minute or just kind of relax for a second, I would just scroll on TikTok, mindlessly scrolling. And it was usually TikTok or Instagram Reels or something like that. And I wasn't watching anything stressful. It would be like fashion videos or, outfit ideas or how to cure hiccups I was looking for one time. Random stuff. It wasn't anything stressful. And I noticed on my Aura ring right here that it shows whenever you're stressed throughout the day, and it would show that I'm stressed. Normally I'm in an engaged or restored or relaxed kind of place, and I would always be stressed when the moments that I was scrolling on social media. So that was concerning, and I made a point in, I think it was going into January, it was end of December, to just stop scrolling on social media. I'm still posting obviously on YouTube, and I still kind of look at Instagram sometimes, but as far as scrolling on the short form videos on TikTok or Reels or whatever, I just stopped. And I thought it was gonna be an issue, what is gonna happen, something crazy, and never looked back. It has not been an issue. It has not been a problem at all. What I kind of replaced it with instead is I have this game on my phone called Heyday, and it's like a relaxing game. I don't want something that's stimulating and just all in my face and do this, time limit and all this stuff. And so this one is just really relaxing. And so if I just want something to do with my brain, but I'm not going to be on social media, I'll just play Heyday. And so that's been great. And so, but what I've decided for this 21 days is for at least one of the breaks during the day, I'm just going to sit there. I'm not going to play on my phone. I'm not going to check my email. I'm not going to text anybody back. I'm just going to sit there and breathe in deep breaths or something. Maybe meditate, maybe just think, maybe just sit in my own thoughts, and just be, because I feel like I need to do that more. So if you are also if you're addicted to social media, or you just find yourself every single time you have a teeny tiny moment of nothing happening, you reach for your phone and start scrolling on social media, it might be good just to challenge yourself for 21 days or 30 days to just don't get it, and just sit there, even if it's uncomfortable, and just take some deep breaths. So that's it. My brother and I have talked about this before, but we are living in a time where we have so many tools at our disposal to make our life so much easier, make things go so much faster. If we want to order something from or Australia and get it here in 2 days, there's a way to do it, I think. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, what I'm saying is just we can get things done so much quicker than a long time ago when we had to go out and figure out how we're gonna get food, for dinner. But somehow we are so stressed and overworked and overwhelmed, and I am not immune to that at all. That is definitely my life. And so one of the things that I have realized that really adds to that in a weird way is just being on all the time, being able to be connected to everything all the time. And so that is a big thing right there. But one of the things that I have started doing is to just put on do not disturb for basically long chunks of time. There's a lot of times we feel like, well, we need to be connected and I need to have our phone on just in case something happens. But to be honest, I have a kid in daycare, and if something happens at daycare and they call me and they don't get me, they're gonna call my husband who has his phone on because he's at work and has to have his phone on. And if they don't get a hold of him, they have another, a list of people to call. And honestly, it's not that often that they're calling me with some kind of emergency. I don't think they ever called me with an emergency, actually. But you know what I mean? It's gonna be okay. And normally I put it on do not disturb for a full hour, something like that, not the entire day, although that would be nice. But it's just really helpful to be able to shut down everything else, focus on what I need to do, and I actually get it done, and it frees up space in my head to just think about the task at hand. Another thing I've been doing on this subject is I've just realized that we are always able to entertain ourselves at any point in the day. If we're standing in line and we have to wait in line, instead of just standing there and waiting around, we can pull out our phone and we can, check our email or go to social media or something. And we don't ever allow ourselves to just be bored, just to sit there in our own space and our own thoughts, even if they may be uncomfortable. And so I've started doing that as well. If there's a space where I'm just waiting on something, or I have a few minutes, or I'm waiting in line or whatever, instead of reaching for my phone, I just try to sit there in it and just be there. It might be uncomfortable, it might be annoying because I don't have anything stimulating me at the time, but I kind of think that's just good for my brain, Another habit that I have done before, and man, I'm gonna make it a habit though. This is just kind of like a hack that I use. If I have a lot to do during the day, but my house is a mess, or there's something I need to do, but I just don't have time, I'm just kind of frazzled, I'll set a timer for 10 minutes and say, okay, for 10 minutes, I'm going to work on this thing that I don't want to do, but I know I need to do it. And usually either I might just get it done in 10 minutes and it didn't even take me as long as I thought, or I just kind of get on a roll and I'm like, this isn't that bad. And I just keep going and I continue doing it until it's done. And sometimes I only do something for 10 minutes and I say, okay, I did it for 10 minutes, I'm going to stop. But what I'm going to make into a habit is every day I'm going to take 5 minutes, I'll put a little timer on, and I'm going to do a 5-minute tidy. I'm going to do everything I can to tidy up my house in 5 minutes. And if I set an alarm for 5 minutes, I will run like a chicken with my head cut off around my house tidying up, because it's like a challenge, how much can I get in 5 minutes? But it does leave my house looking a lot better, makes me feel better, and it only takes 5 minutes. One habit that I heard from a friend of mine, and this really spoke to me, but she says that she starts her day thinking, how can I make someone else's day better? How can I be of service to someone else? How can I help someone else today? And I thought, oh, that's such a good way to start, because how often do we wake up and we think about, what do I need to do today? Oh, I've got to do this. Oh, I got to deal with her. I've got to just get into our own frazzled space, and to step out of that and think, how can I help someone else out today? It just puts you in a totally different mindset shift. I've talked about something similar like this before, I forget which video, but I've made a conscious effort to, when I see something about someone that I really, truly, authentically like, I try to tell them that. If I love somebody's outfit, I try to go out of my way to just say, hey, I really love your outfit. This is just so good. But I do find that this truly makes the other person's day and also makes your day. Just the feeling you get, the oxytocin that releases by helping somebody or helping someone out or telling them something that you genuinely love about them, it's like a win-win situation. And so you don't need to necessarily go up to random people and tell them you like your outfit, especially if you don't like it. Don't ever, make something up. But if you just think about, what is one random act of kindness I can do for someone today? One other thing on this subject, I do have a friend who will write people letters. She's written me a handwritten letter and she puts it in the mail and mails it to me. She lives, in the same town I do, but it's so nice to receive a handwritten letter from your friend telling you how grateful she is to have you in her life. And she's just so glad that we became friends and everything. It's just a very, very sweet, something that a lot of people don't do anymore kind of message. Now, you don't have to handwrite every note, even sending someone a text and saying, I just want to let you know I was thinking about you and I'm just really glad that we have connected and you're in my life. All of those things are good. There's lots of ways that you can do these random acts of kindness. Another habit that I've been doing and I'm going to continue doing, and it's really, luckily this is becoming just a solid, good, ingrained habit in my life, but it's to make sure that I am eating protein with every meal. And so I know when people talk about health stuff, people start making all kinds of assumptions. And I'll just tell you where I'm at. See, I've always been very big on making sure I get enough fiber, and I love high fat, like avocados, and I love stuff like that. Fiber really, I just feel like is very important. We should all be getting more fiber probably than we actually are. But then I was like, you know what, let me just measure my protein. And I'm like, I'm sure I'm getting plenty of protein, but let me just for funsies, let me just measure and see how much protein I'm actually eating. So I was measuring it and I was really only eating about 20, 30, maybe sometimes 40 grams of protein per day. And if you're a woman who's 40 and over, or really 40 and over, we start to really lose a lot of our muscle mass and our bone density and all this kind of stuff. What I do is I just make sure that at every single meal I am eating some protein. And if I'm having a snack, I usually try to have some kind of protein with it. So also another thing, I don't really eat a ton of meat. So, like chicken. I do eat a lot of fish and I eat a lot of beans and stuff like that, but I just don't eat a ton of meat. It's just, I eat it every once in a while. I don't eat it all the time. And I don't feel like for me and my body, I need to be eating meat 3 times a day. I don't think I've already been down that road in the past, and I just don't think that's right for me, for myself. But another thing I believe with health and nutrition is that there's not a one size fits all. I just feel like we're all different, and you really have to figure out what works for you. If eating 0 meat works for you, fabulous. If eating all the meat works for you, wonderful. So for my eat in a day, not every single day, I vary it, but I usually have Greek yogurt, a little honey, some blueberries, and some nuts. Or I might eat a couple of eggs. One thing I've been very big into lately is making dense bean salads. I'm gonna link my favorite recipe in the description box because it's so good. It's so good. I have it made right now actually in my refrigerator. I'll make that at the beginning of the week, and that basically is a good lunch snack or part of a lunch or something for the whole week. So good. I also try to make a big meal for dinner so I have leftovers the next day. I love black bean enchiladas. That's a big one that I love to make, or sometimes a chicken enchilada or something like that. And then for dinner, I try to cook something that my whole family will love, but it's definitely going to involve some kind of protein. Now I will say also, there are a lot of recipes that use silken tofu into desserts that give you a lot of protein, but it doesn't taste like you're eating tofu. There's a silken, if you look up Ask AI for a mousse recipe using silken tofu, and I've made that before, and it tastes just like chocolate mousse. It basically is chocolate mousse, but it has a lot of tofu in it, so you're getting a lot of protein at the same time. That's a lot of information right there, but the ultimate thing is I'm making a habit of making sure I get protein at every meal. And also, let's see, what are some other protein things if you are looking for? I eat chomps during the day. If I need a snack and I need to eat while I'm working or whatever, I eat chomps. They have a lot of protein in them, and it's just a really a good, yummy snack. And I do drink protein shakes. If I'm on the go or I'm running around that day, I will get some on-the-go protein shakes, but that's not what I rely on for protein. I try to get it from whole food sources, not protein shakes. That's just kind of in case of emergency, if I don't have time to eat or if I'm running around, a protein shake, wonderful, but I don't use that as a main part of my diet. Now that's just what I do. You have to figure out what works for you. And we all have to figure out what works for us, but I do recommend experimenting, and I don't think people should get too much protein, or I'm not saying that or anything. I'm just saying we should all be getting some protein with our meal. And maybe you should just check it and just see, start measuring it, see how much protein you're getting during the day, see if you're actually getting enough. Because a lot of us women we're not getting too much. We're most likely not eating enough. Another bad habit, and I blame my husband, but I have noticed a significant difference in if I put all the screens away an hour, it doesn't even really have to be an hour, but like a good 45 minutes before bed, all screens off, no screens, and just read a book or something, I sleep a lot better than I do if I'm watching a show and then just go right to bed. And so I don't really watch a lot of TV, but occasionally there'll be a show that has a new season coming out that my husband and I watch together. Right now it's Yellow Jackets. Have y'all seen that show? It's really good. It's kind of dark and mysterious and everything, but anyway, so he wants to watch it. And the only time we can watch it is at night after we put my kids to bed. So we'll watch it and I will sleep like crap. And I know it's because I'm watching that right before I go to bed. And so that's why I blame my husband. But anyway, I know that for me, I need to turn off all screens. I see a good 45 minutes before bed. And so that is what I'm gonna do. I just need to get myself back reset. I just need to sleep better. And my life is so much better when I do that. I can read my books. I have a couple books going right now, and it's just so much more relaxing. This is one that y'all know, y'all heard a million times, but it just works. It just works. And we don't do it enough. And it's writing down things that you're grateful for. And you can do this in the morning, you can do it at night, you can do it both. What I've decided that I really like to do is to think about these things as I'm going to sleep. I like to think about either maybe a moment in my day that I'm just really grateful that happened, or if I had maybe some space during the day to sort out my thoughts or get some extra things done. I'm just really grateful for that. And I just get into that feeling of being grateful. You can't really get into the feeling of being grateful and having gratitude and being truly appreciative of something or someone or something that happened and also feel stressed and anxious at the exact same time. It's like the two emotions just, they can't live with each other at the same time. Sometimes I'm not able to do it. I'm like, I'm very grateful for that, but I'm still very stressed over here about this. And I mean, it just is what it is. Like sometimes I'm just not able to get there. But when I am, I don't know, it puts me in such a relaxed state and I'm able to just go to sleep, probably with a smile on my face. And it overall just helps me sleep better at night. If you'll notice a theme, a lot of these habits are definitely geared towards just having a better sleep quality and feeling better throughout the day, because I have noticed if I sleep really well, that's like my superpower. I'm like Superwoman. I can do anything. I can take on anything. You can tell me anything. If I haven't slept well, I want everyone to leave me alone. I'm scared to even look at my comments on YouTube because like any kind of negative comment, I'm like, oh, I just like can't handle anything. So I know for myself, I have to get good sleep. So a lot of these habits are definitely geared towards getting better sleep at night. So those are some ways that I am going to reset my life. And again, the way I like to do these is to take out commit to a certain number of days. I like 21 days, and sometimes I like 30 days. Sometimes I like 21 and then maybe go to 30, but it's just, I have to kind of commit to it and say, I'm gonna do these things every single day for 21 days. And then after that, I might decide which ones I really need to continue and which ones I maybe just don't need to do every single day. Now, going back to my husband working with these kids and getting them out of their environment and everything, I do think it is very beneficial. And I can attest, because I've done it, like, going to Sedona and having a wonderful weekend of just meditating and getting in nature and really just freeing yourself from all the busyness you're normally surrounded with. I think those can be fantastic. But just the thing is to remember is that when you come back home, if you don't continue or you don't do something or get some daily habits that are going to support this way that you are now feeling, you're just going to kind of go back to your old ways. So daily habits, very small habits, are really just super important, I think, in changing your life and shifting the trajectory of your life. And I'm rambling on right now, but I just think this is really important. And these are just, stuff is really important to me. It's just important to me to kind of improve my life and live the best way I can and be there for my family and not be all stressed out and frazzled all the time. So you'll have to let me know what you think. You'll have to add some below if you have some things that have really worked for you. I would love to know. I'd love it when people share those kinds of things. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.